So new Sony technology leaks, Last of Us 3 in production right now, and new Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet details. Those are stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you getting Indiana Jones on PlayStation 5 or not? There's a rumor now that the game will be dropping on PlayStation 5 come April 17th, and personally, I'll be picking it up day one since I've been missing that Uncharted vibe, and hopefully this brings some of that back, but that's just me. What about you? So comment below, yes or no, if you're picking up Indiana Jones on PS5 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, new Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet details. Reading from Polygon, in an almost hour-long Sony creator-to-creator discussion, Druckmann alongside 28 years later director Alex Garland sat down to discuss their mutual inspirations and their respective process and how they tackle their creative process. On the topic of Naughty Dog's next major title, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, Druckmann revealed that it will take place 2,000 years in an alternate future that deviates in the late 80s. The game director then joked that the game will receive less hate than the divisive Last of Us Part 2 since it's about faith and religion. Speaking more on the game's narrative, Druckmann added, so there's not only this alternate history timeline, we've made this where the timeline deviates, this new religion becomes pretty prominent, and then we spent years just building out this religion, like from the original prophet, all the way to how it gets changed and sometimes bastardized and evolves over all of these years. Druckmann continued revealing that this religion takes place on one planet until one day all communication suddenly stops. The playable character and bounty hunter Jordan A. Munn, who is chasing her bounty, eventually crash lands on this planet alone and is left to figure out how to escape. So I'm curious to see more about this game because of, obviously, as I've mentioned before, the 80s vibe. Even though I wasn't born in that era, there's just something about that era when it comes to movies or I guess video games. Sci-fi is also something I enjoy, and exploring a mysterious planet will be interesting. This aspect of faith and religion is something I'm going to have to see, but as long as Neil realizes that this is a more touchy topic, then I assume he's prepared for the potential hit back from fans depending on how this story plays out. I can kind of guess what he's basing this religion situation on, but I'm not going to dive into that here, obviously. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now diving into the second story of the video, Sony AI-powered characters. Reading from The Verge, Sony's working on a prototype AI-powered version of at least one of its PlayStation game characters. An anonymous tipster has shared an internal video from Sony PlayStation Group with The Verge that demonstrates an AI-powered version of Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West. After we published the story, the video was pulled from YouTube due to copyright claim from Muso, a copyrights enforcement company which advertises for Sony Interactive Entertainment, aka PlayStation, as a client. The video is narrated by Sharwin, I cannot say this last name, I'm not going to attempt it, a director of software engineering at Sony Interactive Entertainment who works on video game technology, AI, computer vision, and face technology for Sony's PlayStation Studios Advanced Technology Group. We watch Sharwin demonstrate an AI-powered version of Aloy that can hold a conversation with a player through voice prompts during gameplay. Aloy could be seen responding to queries with an AI-powered synthesized voice and facial animations, both in a demo setting and within the full Horizon Forbidden West game. Sharwin makes it clear this is just a prototype and that it's been developed alongside Guerrilla Games to demonstrate the technology internally at Sony. So I saw this leaked video before it was taken down, and it's pretty cool in terms of what this can do, but I feel it works out better maybe as a video game assistant on the console or something along those lines. You can ask it direct questions about the game, what you're doing, maybe what your next objective is, where you are right now in the game, etc. Essentially have a normal conversation with this AI assistant. Seeing it used on Aloy though was a weird thing to watch, especially with the AI voice they had set up, which I assume they can probably refine to get a more natural sounding voice in the future if they wanted to go down that path. I think Sony could use this for NPCs as well to a certain degree, or a on-system AI as I mentioned earlier, to help players during gameplay and run maybe tasks on the system. As for using it on Aloy, Again, it felt like you were talking to a robot. Not sure how well that works for a main character. Let's see how this evolves. But you guys let me know if you're okay with Sony using AI for characters in games going forward or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, Last of Us Part 3 is in production right now. Reading from GameRanks, Daniel Rickman claims that The Last of Us 3, contrary to earlier statements, is actually in production. We'll quote Dom the Bomb's tweet, shout out to Dom the Bomb, sharing this rumor. Naughty Dog is reportedly already in advanced production on The Last of Us Part 3 and has cast actors / filmed some scenes. Obviously, this directly contradicts the word of no less than Naughty Dog studio head Neil Druckmann. A week ago, Druckmann told his fans, "Don't bet on there being more Last of Us, this could be it." While Druckmann did not flat out deny that there was a Last of Us Part 3 in production, he hinted quite heavily that at least the studio was not interested in it. Naughty Dog has already unveiled their next new original IP called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, so it's reasonable to expect that they will be busy promoting that game and finishing up development with an eye towards releasing it. So I said in my last video that Neil never said Part 3 wasn't happening at all, which is what I've seen people reiterate to me multiple times now. I'm not saying Daniel is accurate to the T here since he's mainly a movie leaker, but I assume he's seeing these direct casting calls and who they're for and maybe the potential project it's for, but it's obviously just a rumor for now. The studio, however, has confirmed already that they have multiple narrative titles in the works, meaning Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet is not the only game they've been working on. The most logical sense is that the other game is The Last of Us Part 3, especially with Neil saying there's another story just last year. I haven't seen people really make a point on this next thing, but think of it this way. The Last of Us Online was in the works for years and was not only an online game, but a full cinematic narrative title that focused on a different group of characters in the world of The Last of Us. They definitely evolved the gameplay considering it was in the works for years after The Last of Us Part 2 released, and they've developed this whole new storyline. I can see some of those assets and people who worked on that project moving over to a Last of Us Part 3, and that development speeding up a bit because of The Last of Us Online and what they've already done there for years. This is obviously just me theorizing here, but it logically makes sense. I would be shocked that their other narrative project is also another new IP instead of The Last of Us Part 3. But you guys let me know if you think their other project is The Last of Us Part 3 or something else. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "We need the updates." Here I'm referring to all of the games that Sony has in the works, including, of course, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, Wolverine, whatever else other projects other studios are working on. And I know Saros, we're going to get some more gameplay later this year. And I hope all of that shows up at this rumored summer showcase. And Sony really gives us updates on these games, gameplay, maybe even release dates. I'm excited and hopeful that we start getting updates this year for a lot of their games, and maybe Cory Barlog finally reveals what he's been working on since 2019. Let's hope that this all comes to fruition this year. If you're excited for the potential updates later this year, destroy the comment section with "We need the updates," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.